Hey everybody, this is Dan with Bob with some truth. Just want to do a quick video giving a shout out to the Standing Rock Sioux tribe and everyone involved, the water protectors, the demonstrators, the veterans who are on their way, TYT, all the independent media, everyone who's been reporting about this, donating, offering support. Congratulations. This is a small victory in the larger battle that you have to continue to fight, but great job. So if you haven't heard, the feds deny permit for the Dakota Access Pipeline. So the people who were building the pipeline were at the last stretch with the Missouri River and just wanted to build under it to finish the pipeline. President Obama, the Army Corps of Engineers, everyone had been reviewing it and had been silent while water protectors were being attacked and brutalized and beaten on their land by the police, security, and everyone affiliated with the oil companies and the state to ensure that the pipeline would go through. Well, they have been protesting, they have been resisting, and it has worked. So that permit has been denied. This was a day before the deadline by the Army Corps of Engineers, saying that the protesters were going to have to leave their area, leave their camps. So congratulations to everyone involved. Now, with that being said, I got to add a few opinions on this because I think there's more to it. First of all, congratulations. But second, I think we're going to be quick to say congratulations to President Obama or a thank you for what he's doing. I think he deserves footnote credit, like asterisk, small print at the bottom of the page. But for a man who talks a lot about his legacy sure not looking good with the way that the Dakota Access Pipeline was handled. Same thing with Attorney General Loretta Lynch. They played this false equivalency game, and I'm not a fan of that, where they make it seem like both sides are being violent. Both sides have equal viewpoints in this protest, and that we should listen to them and make sure everyone's being nonviolent. It's not the protesters who are being nonviolent, because if they were, we'd be hearing about it, right? It's the police, the security who are being nonviolent, blinding people from tear gas. Like a woman lost her sight because of tear gas. A woman had her arm nearly blown off because of a grenade. Water cannons being shot at people in sub-zero temperatures, all because of the pursuit of profit. In an age where we should be looking to make money from green energies and not our continuance on oil. We should be phasing that out anyway, but who cares about the future? So before we get all excited and want to give President Obama a high five, I think we need to be fair and honestly critique him for how poorly he's handled this entire situation. Number two, just want to add the veterans were about to land there, if they're not already there, at the Dakota Pipeline to offer support to the Standing Rock tribe. I find it interesting that right when the veterans were about to show up, all of a sudden we've denied the permit. Almost as though it was okay for the violence to be done to Native Americans, but not to veterans. Number three, let me just add real quick. Now, I did read a report showing, and this was from Reuters, that basically they had built, there's like a water treatment plant some miles away from the river to try to ensure that the Native Americans' water would still be clean. And some may think, well, because of that, what reason is there to protest? Well, there's a bigger reason than that. We have a deal with the Native American people, and I say we, I didn't steal their land. But the United States government has a deal with the Native American people, and by treaty, we should be honoring their land. We should not be trying to fight, or not we, because I wouldn't do it. The U.S. government should not be forcing through a pipeline to infringe on the sacred rights of their people's land and to push through this pipeline that when the people of Bismarck said that they didn't want to go through their area, we were perfectly fine to listen to them. And when the Native Americans said they didn't want to go through their land, they ignored them and brutalized them so that they could keep pushing it through. And let me just add one last thing, because I'm going to stop you here. I want to keep this video short. Keep in mind, this is still part of a strategic game by President Obama, because now he doesn't have to really handle it. He gets to push this onto President-elect Trump. And keep in mind, from the reports I've seen, Trump has like $2 million invested in this pipeline. And so if he does not divest himself completely from that investment, we have a clear conflict of interest because he's already said he supports the pipeline. Okay, he's donated not only to the builders of the pipeline, Energy Transfer Partners, but also to Phillips 66, the oil who has like 25% of the oil going through the pipeline, but also the head of Energy Transfer Partners who has built the pipeline has said that I think he said he invested in President Trump, his campaign, but they're confident that President Trump is going to support them. So all this really seems to me is a punt, football analogy today, Sunday. He's just punting it down the field. And it seems to me like he's putting this in President Trump's hands because he doesn't want to deal with this completely. Because other areas in the United States, he has labeled them, President Obama, he's labeled them historical and they can't be touched. Ironically, he hasn't done that with this pipeline. It's almost like the banks and those who invested in his campaign are some of the same banks and individuals who donated, who have invested in this pipeline, and it's like he doesn't want to upset them or something. But I'm sure that's going to sound like a conspiracy theorist thing until you realize that it is very, very likely to be the case. So I just wanted to do this quick video, give you some information on it. I'll include some links so you could read up on it. This is going to be talked about by the mainstream media, I'm sure, tomorrow because they're late on everything. They haven't even really covered this over in North Dakota. They don't even send people and they have the resources. But shout out to all the independent media who has been talking about this, everyone who's been sharing information, who's been speaking up and speaking out. Let's continue to keep our eyes on this, and let's hope now maybe we can get clean water in Flint, Michigan. This has been Daniel, and I will talk to you next.